Partha from Welthunger Hilfe German Agro Action, and Sai is from NSFI, National Skill Foundation. So we are part of a program which is into skill building in rural areas in the agriculture allied sector. So we have been at this for now close to 10 years now through various projects. So our core competence is in skill building in agriculture allied sector. What I mean by skill building as against trainings is we follow a rigorous process wherein we are focused on the curriculum, then the content, and also the training outcomes. So, and we are also aligned with the Agriculture Skill Council of India framework. So, we follow a very rigorous skill building framework and mainly focused on agriculture allied sector. So, so we have various partner organizations, Welthunger Hilfe, NSFI, then APMAS is part of this consort, National Skill Foundation of India. So all of us are part of a project called Green Innovation Center, which is working on tomato potato value chain. So while we were at this, and we are specifically working on a program called Green Colleges, which is into agriculture skill building. So it was about 2.5 years ago that our work with this FPO started, when GIZ approached us for developing a manual for FPOs, trainers manual. So we just looked around for what are the various kind of manuals which are available, and we found that there is already a lot of manuals are already there, resource manuals, FAQs, and then so a lot of content is already there. But the challenge or the gap that we found was in the methodology. The information is available, but how it is that information is actually conveyed to the target group. There we saw a challenge because the methodologies being used were primarily the lectures or PowerPoint presentations or at best interactive discussions. But there is a lot more methodologies which are available, which could be group exercises, stories, games, and all that. So that's where we thought we could add value to this one and bring in the skill building perspective. So we started working on this about 2 years ago, and 3 to 4 months into our work, and we worked in as a consortium with all our partners who are part of this project. And 3 to 4 months into our work, when we had a manual in hand, we took some feedback from people, and they said, okay, this is not what it was meant to be. This is not a facilitation manual, as it has a lot of content. So then we had to go back to the drawing board and start working on it all over again. But at that time we actually ran out of funds because we had some budget, and all our budget we had spent, and the manual we had was not what it was meant to be. So then we had to actually, I think so. I think we'll try and yeah, it's also available online. So.
It's an open source document available on the website. One can download. It's open source is somewhere in the cloud. People would like to see it physically.
Sure. So at this point, when we actually didn't have the funds to continue our work, then we went in for a collaborative approach, because a lot of people like the idea. And we spoke to ICEED, we spoke to some APMAS, a lot of our partners, and we also brought in a lot of volunteers who were excited by this idea of having a participatory learning method. And they came forward and say, let's work on this and let's develop an open source kind of a manual. So that's how we worked on it, and so that's how this whole work started. And we launched this manual last year here in IRMA, and since then we have been working on various training of trainers and training programs. But I think the process of development, we picked up certain values for us. One was taking honest feedback, that was one thing, and a collaborative approach, because we realized that it's not possible to do this work just by one organization or one centralized approach. So we take a collaborative approach in our work and take a lot of organizations along with us. And of course, participatory learning methodology is a unique aspect of this manual. So I think Sai will just take you through a little bit more updates on what we have been doing over the last.
So I'm a bit conscious on the time what it is. So I'll quickly, this is a presentation structure. Basically we want to catalyze the way the skill development is happening in terms of the so-called poverty and socio-economic environmental sustainability. So, SDG is a short form of Skill Green Global. Skill Green Global.
Skill Green Global is a social enterprise. So whatever the products we are developing for these projects, Skill Green Global is a vehicle to take it beyond the project.
Yeah, the special purpose vehicle we can say is promoted as social enterprise to sort of scale up and promote the good practices and also the products. Basically Skill Green is being nurtured as a network organization. So less of fixed cost, but most of the experience drawing from the network partners and sort of offering them as a solutions to the real time challenges in the field, maybe within the country and also elsewhere. So we said let us not innovate, let us focus on product development and standardization of the success stories rather than reinventing the wheel and sort of building its own large overhead cost that any organization carries. So basically that is the organizational structure of Skill Green Global. So Sashakt Kisan is the sort of we can say the product of FPO Trainers Gate that we are currently talking about. Basically it is to enable the FPO directors, FPO board of directors to govern and manage their business effectively. And if you look at what is the approach that we are following, one is the skill and the knowledge transfer is as we very well understand, but also through it we are envisioning this empowerment of the board of directors through developing a pool of trainers, maybe at the national level, but certainly be available at the regional level. And also sort of coming out with a trainers package, tailors made package for the capacity building programs. I will elaborate on that in a bit more 1 or 2 slides. And also it involves not only the capacity building activity, but we are sort of integrating the mentoring activity or coaching as a part of the entire program. It is not just training kar diya aur bhag gaya, वैसा नहीं है, so that we can train them, come out with an action plan and also handhold the FPOs and whoever the stakeholders are. I will tell you who the stakeholders are in the coming slide, so that there can be a visible impact that we can attach, because the common thing that we come across is capacity building to ho gaya, uske baad kya hai. So we are trying to find a solution to it. We are also trying making our own effort in resolving some challenges. So if you look at it, there are broadly 2 services that this Sashakt Kisan has got. One is offering the training of trainers, which is for the FPO trainers and the promoting agencies, and also involves mentoring the trainers. We have organized multiple programs, say in Gandhinagar with the support of the Partnership Development Support Center in IRMA, and then in Calcutta, in Bangalore, in Eluru in Andhra Pradesh. Basically we are training the trainers of the resource agencies, and we further are hand holding them to be to offer their capacity building programs to the board of directors. We believe we cannot reach everywhere. Let us build a training pool in the country so that they can, it will go in a multiple chain format. And the second thing is not only that we need to train the trainers, we should also exemplify. So we are building the capacities of the board of directors also on a limited basis. I will link it to the network organization that I am talking about. When we are building the capacities of the board of directors, Skill Green does not do it on its alone. We will be collaborating with the local partner. For example, we partnered with Development Support Center in Gujarat, and we have somebody in Andhra Pradesh, we have somebody in Karnataka. We will be partnering with them, and with their help and coordination and collaboration, we will be offering this collaborative training with for the FPO board of directors, so that we are creating a system in which we can actually scale up at a low cost, what we can say. I will tell you why maybe in the subsequent slide. So these are the participatory need assessment is, while doing it we said there are non-negotiables, we do not want to compromise on the quality. Sometimes we get a feeler that nahi wo hum kar lenge karke, but we are insisting that we do not want to compromise on the need assessment part of it, and also the practical assignments and mentoring part of it. We are, sometimes people are saying no हमारे पास उतना budget नहीं है वगैरह करके, then we say that's okay, no problem. Our interest is not in the first TOT or the capacity building. Our interest is also to see that the capacity building translates into impact. So voluntarily we are willing to give our time and sort of mentor you when you are making that effort to build the board of directors, when you are actually using this trainer's guide and the activities. And now if you look at what are the in our thought, these are the USPs we can say of the entire trainer's guide that we have created. One is the participatory training methodologies. I will take it, Shambhu, next time we will make few hard copies available, but yeah, we printed several things, but we ran out of them. Yeah, so if you look at the trainer's manual, each and every concept has been modulated, as Partha was saying, into a either it should be delivered as a role play or a game, or everything is crude language, it is about peeling the banana and giving it, because we strongly believe that the people who are the at the front end, the field operations guys, they don't have the time to think कि मैं इसमें कौन सा methodology use करूँगा. ठीक है, knowledge तो transfer कर सकते हैं, लेकिन ultimately when they are busy in the field, we cannot leave it to them to decide कि मैं क्या use करूँगा, मैं कैसे deliver करूँगा, मैं material कैसे तैयार करूँगा. If you look at the trainer's guide, it is basically containing इस पर्टिकुलर ऑब्जेक्टिव के लिए these are the 1, 2, 3 steps. ए वाला कॉन्सेप्ट ड्राइव करने के लिए आपको ये अप्रोच में भी गेम करना पड़ेगा. गेम करने के लिए आपको ये मटेरियल जरूरत पड़ेगा, रेफर टू annexure 1, and it is just about using it directly in the field. That's how we thought we can make it easy for the field level or front end functionaries to deliver those FPO capacity building programs.
You can't compare MP seed production FPC to Gujarat cumin seed FPC. So either it's credit or capacity building. We need to modify our tool based on the FPC, their businesses, their member level understanding. Then and then only it will become sustainable. Because we can't see FPC with same lens. Like we have also a tool, or whether it's capacity building, you need to modify it. Then and then it will be effective.
The music of any participatory methodology is, it is not the content which is important there, it is the methodology which is important. What we are doing is, we have realized, as Partha was saying, technical manuals तो बहुत सारे हैं market में, and also the resource agencies have got their own technical expertise also. We are not saying that we will impart the technical knowledge. आप जो बोल रहे हैं कि हर एक context में वो technicality अलग होता है. What we are giving them is a methodology, participative methodology. It is about pulling people together and make the learning stick to their mind. And where does the learning comes?
How to rather than what?
Sir, how to do rather than what? Yeah.
And also the other thing is that this company is modular. There are about 40 different sessions. So looking at the requirement, so looking at the requirement, we can tailor make the training with, say, out of the 40, you can take 10 sessions or so.
Yeah, that's what the next point is. It is flexibility. Suppose we have 5 modules and several sessions within it. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि मैं पहले मॉड्यूल में पहला सेशन शुरू करूँगा तो वो सारा ख़त्म करना है मुझे करके, बिकॉज वी वेरी वेल अंडरस्टैंड दैट ईच FPO हैज़ गॉट डिफरेंट रिक्वायरमेंट. किसी को कॉम्प्लायंस का रिक्वायरमेंट ज़्यादा है, किसी को फाइनेंस का ज़्यादा है, किसी को मार्केटिंग का ज़्यादा है, बिकॉज वी हैव ए chimera ऑफ FPO मेच्योरिटी लेवल्स इन द मार्केट विद इन द सेम geography also. We said let us realize that under the participatory training need assessment, we realize that उन लोगों को कॉम्प्लायंसेस के साथ शेयर्ड रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ CEOs और बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स चाहिए, देन बिजनेस प्लानिंग के बारे में चाहिए, एंड उन लोगों को मार्केट कैसे करना है उसका चाहिए. सो इट इज़ अबाउट पुलिंग द सेशंस टुगेदर, स्टिचिंग एंड मेकिंग इट एज एन ऑफरिंग टू द FPO बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स. Yes, FPO management, the different modules, sir, we have on institution building, on the compliances, on marketing, and on business planning, and also FPO management. In the institution building part of it, we have all this: what are the responsibilities of the members, what are the responsibilities of the board of directors, of the CEOs, how to do it, and sort of share capital, and all these things are there. It has been handled. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just complete it and then I'll take questions if you don't mind. So, then these are just the numbers that in the last 1 year that we have seen. We have trained about 150 trainers coming across 10 states from about 35 resource agencies, and we currently have an active training pool which is facilitators and co-facilitators who will be moving around as per the requirement of a particular geography, and on demand we have translated selected modules, because whenever we do a TOT we select the modules and sessions as per the requirement. So we translate them and make it as an offering, we use them in the TOT. So what are the outcomes that we have actually envisioned? So one is the trainer pool that we see is the need of the hour. अगर 10,000 ट्रेनिंग FPO से 5,000 ट्रेनिंग FPO से उसके लिए तो कोई single agency or maybe 4 or 5 agencies cannot make it happen, as Ajit was also mentioning. So we need a large pool of trainers available at the beck and call of the FPO whenever they need. So we thought this is what we should envision. And then also a pool of mentors who are contextualized. Mentor will not travel from Gujarat to West Bengal or maybe the south. Mentor should be there and then. So we have to pool them and nurture them. And as Partha was saying, it is modular delivery. It is about pulling the people together, modules and the sessions together, and making as an offering to a particular context. And though we have not much gone too far on this, but the last two in terms of documentation of shared experiences is what we want to bring into the manual. We did it, all the cases and caselets are from real time examples, but we thought, as Ajit was mentioning, it is not about success, it is also about failure. It is about drawing from the real life examples and sort of making it as an offering, which we want to include in the revisions part of the trainer's guide. So these are, if you look at the purpose of this slide is sort of, these are the participatory nature of activities that we take up in the capacity building programs, and sort of these are the outputs of these interactions and all. So what are learnings? This is very critical for us to share and take your inputs. One is that we are seeing a shift. अभी 5,000 है, अभी 10,000 FPO का बात कर रहे हैं, and also when we are interacting with the FPOs, it is always a mixed group. It is a heterogeneous group. Earlier अभी हम इतना ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम KVKs भी किए हैं, NGOs भी किए हैं, सारे लोग ने इतना ट्रेनिंग्स किया है. Now there is a level of saturation. They saying हमारा लर्निंग हो गया है, अभी छोड़ दीजिए, हमें एक्ट करना है, इसमें आप हेल्प कीजिए हमें. And that is actually leading to more queries on the content. अभी ये क्यों है, ये हमें नहीं चाहिए, तो हमने बहुत सुन लिया है, अभी कैसे करना है आप मुझे हमें बताइए. Is it relevant to me? As you are saying, नहीं नहीं ये हमें relevant नहीं है. This is at the day in day out we are experiencing this when we are organizing these programs. This has increased in terms of frequencies, and now people are interested in knowing how. आप हमें बताइए कैसे करना है. वो compliances का आपने बता दिया, वो सब ठीक है, लेकिन ये compliances को CS मुझे कुछ भी बोलते हैं, हमें समझ में नहीं आता, वो मैं कैसे करूँ, आप हमें बताइए. This is what is the shifts that we are seeing when we are interacting with the FPOs, and we realize that the focus is on both growth stage also and nascent also. कभी भी कोई ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम TOT करते हैं या कुछ प्रोग्राम करते हैं, हमें आते हैं फ्रॉम मल्टीपल मैच्योरिटी लेवल्स ऑफ FPOs. उसको कैसे हैंडल करना है, वी आर नाउ ग्रैपलिंग विद दैट इश्यूज. एंड देन this is not a financial thing that I want to drive in terms of gross margin, net margin. Frankly, when we organize this TOT, we are just meeting the operating cost. अभी पिछले 5-10 साल में FPO में इतना पैसा आ गया है, means left and right everybody has spent, सब exhaust कर दिए हैं पैसा. Nobody has got the appetite to give money for capacity building of the FPOs, frankly. Leave apart that whatever the CCA approval जो आया है 10,000 का, वो कब पैसा आएगा वो बाद में सोचते हैं. लेकिन अभी का स्थिति में अगर मैं किसी को बोलूँगा कि मैं ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम करूँगा, गिव मनी, नहीं नहीं नहीं, वो तो हो गया, हमने वो ख़त्म कर दिया. Now the issue is that whenever we are organizing these programs, or I am sure anybody wants to organize a program, we are able to meet just the operating cost. Fixed cost, if it can be arranged, like if I am going as a trainer, if my fixed cost or everything is borne by somebody else or some other organization or a project, then it is fine. लेकिन वो लोड करूँगा तो no capacity building program as on today is sustainable. But we have a large responsibility. 1 minute more, okay. And then we are going by layered approach. What that means is हम पहले capacity building किया, TOT किया, उसके बाद we are taking it to the board of directors and we realizing that नहीं नहीं हम तो capacity building हो गया, we want support in marketing, we want support in compliances, we want support in value addition. आप उसमें हमें बताइए. So we are sort of trying to figure out how those queries and requirements are to be met. So these are the sort of solutions that we realize that we can offer to the, and we are offering. One is the collaborative network approach, where we are saying we are not alone, we cannot go everywhere, we can build the trainers pool so that the work can go on. So it is the sort of ecosystem that we need to create, and spread the fixed cost, because nobody is ready to pay it, and localize the operating cost. वहाँ का वहाँ generate करना, उसको organize करना is what actually we found as a viable solution at the moment. And developing a trainer pool of the local trainers. Everywhere, wherever we go, there should be some trainers there to deliver this program. And I am sure you understand the implication of it is not trainer centric, it is methodology. Methodology हम देंगे, आप उसको आगे लेके जाइए, because you know the context well, you have the technical understanding. And it is now, the envisioning is that there will be multiple trainers rolling around and gathering the rich experiences of case studies and all, so that we can perhaps document it and infuse into the next edition of the trainer's guide. Thank you.